The Ninja Dual Zone air fryer was one of the runaway successes of 2023, the biggest selling air fryer on Amazon UK and a sellout on Black Friday. So it's not surprising to see Cosori, one of the other big manufacturers in this market, coming out with their own dual basket air fryer. The Ninja and the Cosori are a similar price, a similar size, and do pretty similar stuff. So which one should you go for? So first up, quick disclosure, this air fryer was gifted to me by Cosori, but no money changed hands, and you'll get my honest opinion of it. Out of interest, Cosori actually gave me another air fryer a few months ago, and I wasn't entirely complimentary about it, and they still gave me another one. So first of all, let's look at the difference between these two rival big brand dual basket air fryers. The Cosori is 8.5 litre capacity, so it sits right between the 7.6 litre Ninja Dual Zone and the 9.5 litre Ninja Dual Zone Max, and that's clearly no accident. Cosori have worked out what the market wants, and they've put it all into this model, as you'll see when I tell you about the other features. Now, the first thing you'll notice is that Cosori have added something to their air fryer that Ninja doesn't have. A really significant addition: windows in the drawers. As for how useful they are in practice when you're in your own kitchen at home, well, we'll find out about that in a moment when I show you some of the cooking that I've done with it. Cosori have also realised a great way to add value to their product is throwing in some accessories as part of the package. They've seen the success of all those third-party sellers on Amazon, and they've worked out which items people are buying to go with their air fryer and have put them as part of the package. So with this air fryer, you get a baking rack, skewer rack, and skewers. Another big difference, although Ninja have always said you don't need to preheat their dual zone air fryer, Cosori have recognised that people want that function, and so they've added it as an automatic part of most of the programmes on this model. And there's also a built-in shake reminder halfway through a lot of their programmes too. You can also set the Cosori up to do really long, slow cooks for up to 48 hours if you want to. So this is a feature-packed air fryer with everything that families have been asking for a pretty competitive price. But what's it like to use? Now, before we get into using this and see some of the cooking I've done, on this channel I release weekly videos reviewing popular products for family and home. If you want to see more videos like that, I would really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe and the notifications below. So I've been using this Cosori Dual Zone in place of my Ninja Dual Zone for the last couple of weeks. We did the obligatory roast chicken test, which you guys always ask for. Cosori says the drawers on this model take a chicken up to 1.8 kilogram, and we tried out a 1.6 kilogram chicken. Now, this isn't a cooking video, but you may notice I now start cooking my roast chicken upside down and then turn it after half an hour, which gets it crispy all over. And the legs do still stick up a bit and have to be manoeuvred so they don't come into contact with the heating element above. But the crucial thing is that 1.6 kilogram chicken did brilliantly in the Cosori, and we got a very nice, crispy, juicy chicken with no problems with it making contact with the heating element. So about those windows on the drawer, the big special feature. Well, there's a light inside both drawers, which is on at the start of any cooking cycle, and then it turns off automatically after 2 minutes. There's also a button on the console for each drawer, so you can press it to turn the light on again when you're halfway through cooking, and that will automatically turn out as well. The windows themselves are really nice to have. I would rather have them than not have them, but mostly I don't really use them. You have to bend down to see inside. The window, of course, is partially obscured by the drawer handle, and what you can see isn't terribly clear. I can see the point of having the windows so that if you're checking up on something to see whether it's rising and you want to see if that's happening without letting the heat out. But beyond that, it is frankly just easier to pull the drawer out and have a look from above. Now, the control panel on this Cosori is really nicely designed. I like the way it's very sleek and completely black except for the power button when it's turned off. And I like that the controls are at a 45-degree angle, which makes them easier to read. But it's a high gloss finish. So you know what I'm going to say? It attracts every little bit of dust or dirt in your house. And you will notice this particularly when you're standing over it and you're cooking, and you'll find yourself wiping it down constantly. And of course, it being a touch screen, the moment that you try and wipe it when it's running as a cooking cycle, you run the risk of accidentally turning it off, which is infuriating. Now, that little annoyance aside, using this air fryer is very intuitive. I always try and use any air fryer I review without reading the instruction booklet first, because I think that's how most people start out with them, and then I read the instruction booklet afterwards. This one passed the test of don't read the instruction booklet first. It's very easy to use. So first of all, you select a drawer using the L or R button, and it will be on L automatically when you switch it on. Then you select a program, and then you toggle between time and temperature to increase or decrease them. Some programs have that built-in preheat option or the shake warning halfway through, and if you want, you can turn those off with a touch of a button. Now, program-wise, you have a choice of air fry, roast, reheat, bake, grill, and dry. That dry setting is actually more versatile than it might seem, and it's quite badly named. It's essentially a long cooler cook with a slow fan, which you can set as low as 35 Celsius. And as I mentioned before, you can leave it for up to 48 hours running. And it's great for joints of meat as well as for more conventional uses like dehydrating meat and fruit. This air fryer also comes with a lot of standard functions that you will see on the Ninja Dual Zone. There's a sync cook, which means you can set one drawer up with the cooking time, temperature and program, and then easily duplicate all of those settings to the second drawer at the touch of a button. The Cosori also has sync finish, where you set both drawers to cook for different lengths of time and different temperatures if you want, and they automatically start so that they both finish cooking at the same time. The crisper plates in this model are made of aluminium with non-stick coating, and as you would expect, they can be removed to create extra space in the drawer for cooking and also for washing. The accessories that you get with this air fryer are a nice touch. The rack can be used for meat or toast. If you've never tried toast in an air fryer, give it a go on air fryer for a couple of minutes and you'll get the crispiest toast that you've ever eaten. The skewer rack and skewers can be used for kebabs. There's only a few of them, so if you want to do more kebabs, it's worth knowing that any accessories that will fit the Ninja will also fit this machine. And I've included some links to compatible accessories in the description below, including loaf tins that fit the drawer of this model of Cosori. Now, a couple of little niggly bits about this air fryer that I don't like so much. First up, that grill setting that I mentioned can only be used on one drawer at a time. The crisper plates are quite a tight fit, tighter than the Ninja, and you have to push them down into the drawer and then pull them out again. It's a little bit stiff. Now, they do have those silicone protectors on the corners, so that isn't a problem in terms of scratching the drawer. It's just a little bit of a frustration. Another weird one is that I can't find a way to stop cooking in just one drawer midway through the cycle. I've read the instruction booklet, I've tried a few things, and although I can pause cooking in one drawer while the other one's running, I can't stop it before the time is up. Maybe this is just me, so if you know the answer, please do leave it in the comments below. Also, a couple of things worth knowing from the instruction booklet. First one, which is pretty standard for most air fryers, you need to leave 5 inches at the back of the air fryer and 5 inches above it for air to circulate. So you just need to think about that in terms of where you locate it in your kitchen. And also, if you want to switch the air fryer from Celsius to Fahrenheit, that is really easy to do. You just do it by pressing and holding the temperature button. So the big question is, after a couple of weeks of having this Cosori on trial in my kitchen, which dual zone air fryer is now sitting on my worktop as our family air fryer? And I'm amazed to say it is the Cosori. I think it's the touchscreen. Even though it is a dust magnet, it has cemented it for me. So this is the current choice in our kitchen until, of course, something else comes along and topples it from its throne. Who knows? But I do love this machine. If you're curious to find out more about the Ninja Dual Zone, which I have been mentioning in this video, that video, my review of that, is popping up on the screen right now. Thanks very much for watching.